In this video, we're going to talk about webhooks and how light funnels can send us notifications of events that happen on the user's account. Now, before webhooks, this is the process that you would have gone through in order to get information about new orders, for example. So the app will ask light funnels, is there a new order? Light funnels would say no, and then you would need to set up a cron job for every 5 minutes. The app will again ask light funnels, is there a new order? And then if there is a new order, light funnels will say yes, and it will send the information on that order. This is called polling, and it's very ineffective, and it's not very scalable because it stresses the servers so much. Now with webhooks, the process looks more like this. The app tells light funnels, whenever you have a new order, send it to me. So light funnels says okay, and then whenever there is a new order, light funnels sends the order information to the app. So that's like a one-way conversation without needing to stress the app server or stress the light funnels API, which could result in rate limiting. Now, the two webhooks that we need are the order webhook in order to send that information to the Discord channel. And then we're also going to listen to the uninstall webhook that is going to be sent to us whenever the user uninstalls the app from the account. And that will let us update our database in order to keep track of which accounts still have the app installed and which accounts have uninstalled the app. So first, let's create the controller for webhooks controller, and we're also going to create routes webhooks routes.js. We are going to create the route file, so create an express, or you know what, let's just copy it from here. All right, so we don't need verify token, and we are going to update this in a bit. So the routes that we are going to need are two. So in order to receive webhooks, light funnels is going to post to us the data. So it will need to be post in both. So one is going to be order and the other is going to be uninstall. We don't need these. And this will be our webhook controller. Okay. So in the webhook controller, and we are just going to copy one of these. So in the channels, by the way, we don't need JWT, the router, or the account, because all of those were moved to the middleware, if you remember. They were moved right here in verify token middleware. We don't even need express there. So, okay. Perfect. Now, let's copy this and paste it in the webhook, and we are going to create only two functions here. There's going to be order, and by the way, webhook routes, we need to call this order or just order webhook, and in here we're going to call it uninstall webhook, and we're going to create these right here, order webhook and uninstall webhook, and let's empty these. So we're going to empty these functions like this, and at the end we are going to export those functions. So we have order webhook and we have uninstall webhook. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and return something. Okay, return. Okay, and yeah, let's also rename file to remove the S here. So it looks like we're good. So before we test this in Postman, one last thing is to import it here. So the webhook here, like this, and it's going to be mounted at webhook / webhook routes. Now let's go ahead and do webhook / order, and it's going to be post, send, and order webhook received. Perfect. So now we want to tell light funnels to send us a webhook whenever one of these two events happen. Now, before light funnels will be able to send us a webhook, we need to make our local development environment accessible through the internet. So we need to make it public. Right now, I'm only able to access the local development environment because it's on my local machine. But from anyone outside on the internet, they have no means to access it. And that is why we are going to use this feature in VS Code called ports. So I'm going to forward port number 3000 like this, and then I'm going to right click and make it public like this. Okay. Now, I'm going to copy this. And what I have just copied right now is the public URL to my local host machine. So let me comment the backend here, and I'm going to do backend URL equals this. Okay, I'm going to remove the slash from the end. Let me just come here and change this to the public URL, and you will see that we pretty much get the very same output. Now, light funnels can use this link to point directly to our local development environment, and we are going to be able to receive the webhook. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a try. So a good place to tell light funnels to send us a webhook is in the authentication. So in the authentication controller, under the redirect, when we create the account, so we have two cases. Either the account already exists or the account is new. So if the account is new, we are going to need to create webhooks. So let's create a function called create webhooks. Okay. And if the account already exists, but it was uninstalled, then we are going to create webhooks. We don't want to create it if it's already installed, because that would result in multiple webhooks getting created. So in here, we will do if the account dot status is uninstalled, then create webhooks. And of course, this also matches the case for this line right here. It should be inside of the condition if it's uninstalled. Perfect. So these are the conditions that we have. Now we need to create the create webhook function. Let's go down here and do create and do function create webhooks, and it's going to receive the account. All right. Now what this function does is it calls the light funnels API with some information about the webhook that we want to listen to. So in order to get this done, let's go ahead and check Postman and see what the webhook create call looks like. So in here you can see that we have a type and a URL. Let's also check the developer's documentation under webhooks, event types. Now in our case, what we want to do is listen to the order confirmed, because that's the event that holds all the order information, including any upsells or downsells that were added to the order. We don't want to use create, because create is triggered as soon as the order is created, and doesn't guarantee that the upsell and downsell also will be added, because it's triggered as soon as the buyer buys the first item. So order confirmed is what we want, because it is only triggered at the end of the buying process. Okay, so we want to use this, and we are going to add our URL here. And here's what's good about Postman. If you want, you can just click the code here, and it gives you code samples on how to do this request in different languages. So let's see if we want to do it using Node.js Axios, and this is what it would look like. Okay, let's copy this and go back to our code, paste it here, make it cleaner, and let's go ahead and import Axios at the very top. And then, so what we do here is we have the query, and the query is create webhook with type and URL. And then we have the variables, and the first thing is we need order confirmed, and we need to send the URL, and the URL is going to be, so let's do two backticks, $ open and close curly braces, and const backend URL equals process.env of backend URL, and let's put the backend URL there, and /webhook/order. Let's just double check our route. So yeah, /webhook/order. Okay, so in here we need to pass the token. So the token is going to be account.lf token. Perfect. And we don't need this. All right. What we can do is switch to await. So let's make this await in order to keep the function sync. Okay, so we're going to log the response to the console. Now that's it for the orders webhook, but it would be nice to make this function work for any webhook. So instead of passing only the account, we can pass the URL and the event. And the event will be here, and the URL will be here. And let me copy that to pass it to our function in here. So we need to pass the URL. It's going to be like this, and then we need to pass the order/confirmed. So that would be the order webhook. And we need to take this and move it up here. And then we can do the same for app/uninstall is the uninstall webhook. So this will be sent into uninstall. Just make sure that that's what it's called in our routes. And yes, it is. And we are going to call both of these in here as well. Perfect. Now everything looks correct to me. Now all we need to do is go through the authentication process and wait for each webhook to be logged in here. So let's open up the console. Axios has already been declared. Okay, sorry, we already had Axios there. Okay, so we update the backend URL. We're also going to update the front-end URL, the temporary front-end URL that we had before. We need to go ahead and restart the server because we changed the environment variables like this. And also we need to whitelist the redirect URI inside of the Lightfunnels dashboard so that it allows us to go through the authentication process with this new URL. So there we go. The two webhooks were just created. Now is the time to go to our webhooks controllers and start handling the webhooks. So in order to test this out, we are going to console.log the payload of the webhook. Okay, and we're just going to return that. All right, so let's clear this up. And we are going to test the uninstall webhook first. So let's go to the Lightfunnels dashboard, and we are going to uninstall the app. So let's go to apps and then scroll here and uninstall. Yes. And let's see if something is going to show in our console. And there we have it. Uninstalled webhook for this account ID. Now, if we copy this account ID and go to our MySQL, select everything from accounts, you can see that that's the account ID of our account. So we can use this account ID to set the status of the account on the database to uninstalled. So let's get the account. Now, the way we do that is const account equals request.body. And if you check the log here, you can see that we have node ID, okay? .node.id. And we are going to import the account. So const account from the account model. This is going to be account ID actually, and const account equals account dot find, and in here we can have the LFID equals the account ID. And now we are going to update the account dot status equals uninstalled, and we are going to save the account. Oh, actually we need to await here, and we need to async here. Okay. Also looks like this should be find one. And all right, let's go ahead and update our account to be uninstalled on our database, and let's go ahead and install the app again. Okay, so webhooks are created. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and come back here and refresh and uninstall the app. Let's uninstall the app. Right, and let's see what's up. All right, so we received the webhook, and the log of SQLite says that it has updated the account status. And let's select the status from the account, and you can see that the account is now properly uninstalled. Perfect. Now we will need to do the same with the orders. Now, once we receive the orders, we get order info, and then we are going to get account ID from the order info. That's true. And then we are going to send Discord notification to active channels, and that's it. Now let's get the order info first. Now, just like we did here, the order info is going to be the node. So this is going to be order, and the account ID is going to be the order.account_ID. So the account is going to be found by the account ID. And then if there is no account, of course, we're going to return 404. Now we just need to get the Discord channels, and then we are going to loop through the Discord channels. And then we are going to create a function that is going to send Discord notification, just like this. And it will take the message and the channel URL, okay? And we don't need to do this. So if the channel is active, we're going to send the Discord notification to the URL of the channel, so channel.url. And then the message is going to be generated from the order info. So message is going to be format order message. Okay, so we need to create these two functions. Now, the first one is format order message. And in order to create this one, we need to know what the order exactly looks like. So what we're going to do is we are going to log the order here. So let's just do console.log and order webhook like this. And we're just going to return for now. Okay. So in order to create an order, we are going to go to the funnels, and let's take any funnel in here. So let's take this one, for example, and buy it. And to test, we are going to use cash on delivery. We are going to autofill this like so. We are going to buy, and we are going to take the upsell, and I think we're good. Now let's go back to the console here, and let's clear the backend server before the webhook reaches us, and let's wait. So the webhook should take a few seconds to arrive. And there we have it. So this is our webhook with all the information that we need. You can see that we have the account ID in here. So that's the account ID that we have used here. All right, so what we need to do now is format this in a nice message that we are going to send to Discord. So I'm going to copy the whole order and I'm going to paste it in ChatGPT. And I'm going to tell it to format this JSON in a nice way to be sent to Discord. Only use important information from the order. No, that's not what I want. Make some JS code that formats the JSON object. Use emojis and make it short and sweet. Wrap it in a function that takes the JSON and returns the Discord message. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and remove this and use this. Let's put this here. And that's the first step. The second step is to send the Discord webhook. So let's go ahead and send that. And the way we do that is just by posting to the Discord URL the message. Okay, so everything looks good. Now, what I want to do is test this out, of course, and we're going to go to Discord. So inside of Discord, I'm going to create a test channel for the app. So let's call it test channel. And this, let me just make this private for now. And I'll go to integrations and create a webhook. And in here, I'm going to copy the webhook URL. Okay. Now let's go back to Postman. And in here, we are going to post to channels. And the post is should create a new channel for us. And let me undo this. So the channel is going to have the URL that we copied from Discord. And we are going to enable it. And test Discord channel is this. And let's save. Okay. And let's go ahead and make a new order in Light Funnels and see what's going to happen. So let's go back here, refresh, create a new order, autofill, and take the upsell because we're rich. And there we go. Now, here we are going to listen to the webhook. So perfect. And let's go to Discord and see that we have this new message. It's a test order and everything looks nice. Now, when we send the Discord notification, we need to increase the total number of messages or notifications that were sent through this channel. So the way we do that is channel.total. So we are going to do channel ++, and at the end, we are going to update Discord channels. Okay, so account.discord channels and then account.save. And actually we don't need to stringify here because MariaDB supports JSON out of the box. Now, if we go ahead and do a GET request, you can see that total is equal to 1. All right. Now, one last thing with the webhooks is we need to make them safe. And this is very important because anyone could be posting messages to the webhook. So we don't want anyone to tamper with our data and like make fake requests to the webhook. So we need to authenticate whether the webhook is really coming from LightFunnels or not. And the way we do that is through the app secret. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Actually, we're just going to copy the function from the developer area. If you go to webhooks and scroll all the way down here, we have this function. So this is your handler and this is the function that we want. So let's copy that and paste it here. And you can switch this to your language if you're using Python or PHP. ChatGPT can help you convert this to any language that you want. Okay, so verify webhook. It uses the app secret from the environment variable. We do have that. LF. Okay, so it should be called client. So this function will generate an HMAC using the crypto library, and it's going to use the app secret and the request body for that. And then it's going to check that against the HMAC that LightFunnels has sent in the header. And if it doesn't match, it's going to return false. Okay, so in here we are going to need to import const crypto. There we go. We can also make this a middleware, but for now we're just going to keep it here. So we send the request to verify webhook. So if not verify webhook, we are going to send invalid webhook. Okay, so we're going to do that in here and in the uninstall as well. All right, now our webhook routes are properly protected. Now, again, the proper way is really to move this to the middleware, just like we did with the verify token. You would have a middleware called verify webhook. All right. Now, we are done with the webhooks and we're pretty much done with the backend of our app. Now, in the next video, we are going to move to the fun part, and that is coding the front end of our app. I'll see you there.